Interesting, the personnel selection from Coach Riveiro, but I think the reason he went with that is because as new as this season is, Orlando Pirates have already played 11 games. By the way, 9 wins and 2 draws is quite the record to start the season. But a lot of those players already have a lot of miles on their legs. And I think for a team that is looking to compete deep into May next year, of course, they'll be defending the Nedbank Cup. Of course, they want to be in the championship chase, which they started three games, 3 wins. And that is only, you think, if they're going to be in it, going to be decided in May alongside Mamelodi Sundowns and whoever else might still be in the race at that point. And then, of course, still playing in the Champions League. They'd want to be playing still in the Champions League in March, in April, and in May. And if you're gonna be competing on all fronts with the hopes of winning those competitions or doing well in those competitions, you need depth. So it's quite the arena to test out your depth in a cup final. But it may stand Orlando Pirates in good stead going forward. But as I'm saying, there was a gamble for me, but it's a gamble that ultimately did pay off. And congratulations to Orlando Pirates for making history. First team with back-to-back MTN8 titles.
And I think we keep this one. So let's see if MTN design a trophy quicker than the Betway Premiership. Let's see whose trophy comes out first. I don't think MTN are obliged to do anything before the next season. I think with the selection, if I were to take a shot at what was going on there, I think he was going for industry because finals tend to be tricky. Number one, 2 Stellies play very well on the counter. They got speedy wingers. I thought to myself that the game would have been won and lost on those said wings because if you're a Pirate, you want to push Mojela up as far back as you can, have him be occupied or nullify him. You want to push Hoto up as well. You want to push Munyane up as well. Because that's where each team has their pace. Stellies have Titus as well in that regard. But there was a lot of ball played in the center of the park, and so we saw a different game in terms of what we were expecting. But what you get from Hoto, from Saleng, and Mahopa is industry, whereas Mabasa stays up top to be fed the ball, and then Usale Mfuken doesn't really, he's not a physical presence to go into tackles like that as much as you'd want, and he's there more as an offensive presence. So I think he wanted to contain the game and not if things do go wrong, like a goal down, then we can contain some of that and do somewhat damage control versus just fight fire with fire. So I think they held up very well up until we got the equalizer. A couple of talking points defense wise. Usibisi, ever since he got dislodged from the starting order, because I think he used to play regularly, but no Xoki. It was Xoki Sibisi for a long time. Then when it was Nda and Xoki, and now it's Nda and Sisane because of injuries. Confidence not quite all the way there. Also, when you had the stint at Bafana, you were like, you're not quite the player you were at your best. So he's still struggling for form in terms of being the best he can be. Maela, though, question marks because he's never going to go forward and give you that overlapping run or that presence high up. Unlike Moloi Sane for Stellies, who was everywhere. Moloi Sane takes corners, takes throw-ins. Moloi Sane is building up attacks. And I thought to myself, if ever there was a place to exploit, it's that space there because he's probably not there. He's doing a lot. He's their new Tao Matlao. He's doing everything. A decent player as well, who I think at some point needs to be called up by Hugo Bros to give us some X factor if we need some. But also we know about Bafana, if it's not broken, don't fix it because they've got good players already there.